So this package has been sitting in the nearest delivery hub for like I think 5 to 6 days, and it was not delivered to me till now. It has been a while since I have been so excited for a day like this, and today I'm feeling super pumped for a whole bunch of reasons, and I'm looking forward to sharing everything with you guys in this video. First things first, the main reason why I'm making this video today is because we have hit 20,000 subscribers. Like, seriously. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 69, 420, 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, and then finally 20,000 subscribers. 20,000 people found my videos interesting enough and decided to stick around for more. For some people, this might not be such a great deal, but for me especially, this is very important because it was one of my 2020 goals to hit 20,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and I did it. We did it. It is very important to realize that it isn't just an arbitrary number, it is actually 20,000 real people. Now, among those 20,000 people and more, there are a lot of you who comment on my videos. I read every single one of them, by the way. Except for comment replies, which actually get lost sometimes because I don't get notifications for it. Anyway, I've decided that I'll be picking some frequently asked questions and answer them in this video. I want to start off with by far the most frequently asked question, and that is, are you Indian? Yes, I am. I hope this negates the need for people to spam this question in each and every video. How old are you? I am turning 17 on 4th December, so that's pretty soon. What are your PC specs? Up till the recording of this video, I was using this guy over here. This is an Acer Aspire 5 laptop with an Intel i5 7 Gen i5 with like 2 cores and 2 threads, and NVIDIA GeForce GTX 940MX with 2 GB VRAM. And this also has like 8 GB of DDR4 memory. So like that's all the important specs it has, and it is kind of on the weaker side to be honest. But just today I got this beast over here, and this guy is rocking a Ryzen 7 3700X with 8 cores and 16 threads, and for the GPU we have the RTX 2070 Super 8 GB variant, and finally 16 gigs of RAM. I actually have yet to try out this computer because I've just finished setting it up, but from the looks of it, it will probably outperform any other computer that I've used in the past by like 10 folds. I know why you guys might be curious about my specs because of my videos. The recordings I do are more often than not sped up, and even when I get laggy or like jagged recordings, I have the freedom to record it again because I usually script my videos and just record them in segments. And one other reason might be because you maybe tried making one of my scenes in your own PC with relatively similar specs to mine and you were not able to render it, and this is because I usually use a render farm with this PC, so that allows me to make more complex scenes by not having to rely on this tiny little laptop to produce the output. It is only now that I have started to take it a lot more seriously, and I really thought that I needed an upgrade because I hit this time limitation. But if you're just starting out or you're just learning the fundamentals, and even if you do make some highly complicated scenes sometimes, but you do not do any professional work that needs a time limit, you can just use whatever you have and it should get the job done for the most part. And you can always use a render farm to save some time if you can afford it, of course. But there are some freer alternatives like Sheepit, so yeah, there you go. You can just render on a render farm and and you don't have to rely on your PC all the time. Also, a little secret between us, when I first started using Blender, I had this really crappy little desktop with an Intel Atom processor with integrated graphics, which I don't even think is available in the markets anymore because it is so deprecated, and it only had like 1 GB of RAM. I was still able to learn modeling with that thing, so yeah, just start off with what you have and you will learn more than just complaining about it. How long have you been doing 3D? This is such an easy question for most people, but in my case, I was so unorganized from the very beginning that it's kind of difficult to track where my real progress was made. It was when I was around 10 or 11 years old and was just chilling with my friend on a couch. We really loved playing video games and we were discussing something around that topic when it came up, and I wondered how actually video games were made. Now at the time, we only had a 2G internet connection, so all I could really do about my curiosity was just to use my mom's phone to search it up on Google, but that was the initial spark. I kept feeding my curiosity further and I just realized how vast of a world 3D is. And then I instantly knew that I had to try it out for myself as well. I mainly researched game engines and stuff like that, and Unity 3 or 4 I think around that time was like really popular, but I wasn't really able to download it because of my poor connection, and with data limits and stuff, it was kind of impossible for me to download anything during that time. So I got Blender instead, which was only like 64 megabytes, so that was all I could afford in terms of downloading stuff. It had the Blender game engine back then, which I was really interested in, and I used that to familiarize myself with the 3D world. I didn't try to actively learn it, I just like played around with the software and clicked on different buttons and see what they do. All I was able to make during that time was a cube, which you can control with your arrow keys. Like that's the closest I've got to making a game in the Blender game engine. But honestly, I was quite satisfied with it. Now, after about a year or two, I finally got Unity and also the default set of 3D models that came with it. And it was the most fun experience I ever had up till that point. But I still wasn't actively learning it. I did partner up with a friend I found on Facebook and used Blender and Unity to make a scene for an overly ambitious game. We didn't make it past the scene, unfortunately, but it was another great inspiration for later. After some time, we finally got a 4G mobile data connection, which allowed me to access resources which I didn't even know existed. I started watching a lot of YouTube. I downloaded Blender again on my sister's laptop, which was comparatively better than the old crappy desktop I had, and I binge watched possibly every video of Blender Guru and CG Geek and CG Cookie and all of the veterans, and I taught myself more about Blender. I slowly, very slowly, got familiar with the whole workflow of how things worked, from like the modeling, the UV unwrapping, the texturing, adding materials and stuff. So I also joined like Discord servers of Saiku, who is a Unity YouTuber, and I remember participating a game jam on his server, and I ended up working on a personal project with my friend Jason, which was a game called Bound. This was literally the time that I learned the most about Blender because I was consistently making 2 to 3 models a day, and I also got into Substance Painter, and I learned practically most about how modeling in terms of games worked. The game didn't get finished, but it was one hell of an experience in terms of learning. And I'm super grateful that I worked on that project, because if it weren't for Bound, I don't think I would have even continued learning Blender, let alone be at this point right here. That was a long answer. I hope you don't mind all this rambling. In short, I've only been doing this seriously for like 3 years. I don't earn much, that's the whole thing in short. I haven't tried to go all out in earning money just yet, but I do have a few sources from where I get most of my income. Over the course of 1 year of doing YouTube, I've only been able to earn enough money to afford this PC, like with most of the sources combined. I can't really tell exactly where I earn the most money from because it really fluctuates over time. If there's a video that does really well, for example the Totoro scene, then the ad revenue spikes up significantly. And if there's a product that does really well, such as the procedural, moss, smudge, and dirt nodes, then I get a lot of sales from Gumroad and Blender Market. Then there's also the Patreon, which is currently inactive, but it did provide me a consistent amount every month, which was really helpful to meet the expenses of running this channel. If you're wondering about the expenses, there aren't many. I'm just referring to the render farm costs, the internet bills, equipment upgrades, and sometimes the giveaways I host on my Discord server, which if you're interested, you can join from the links given down in the description. And since I live with my parents, I don't have to worry about daily or monthly expenses needed for survival. Now that was it for the most frequently asked questions, but I also did a Q&A on my Instagram page, and some of you asked some pretty interesting questions. So I'm just gonna go over those that I liked real quick. What's your family's reaction on your YouTube channel, and did they support you in the animation line? My parents have always been supportive when it comes to trying out new things and new hobbies and spending time on these crafts and hobbies. They are very proud of each milestone I hit, and they celebrate it as much as I do. Even my sister, who is a 2D artist. By the way, go check her out on Instagram at MiroArt. She helps me out a lot by critiquing my artworks, and she suggests me new things that I could make, which is actually super helpful when you're in a creative block. What makes you keep pushing yourself? It's not always fun in games, especially when it comes to making serious progress in a short time, aka pushing yourself. If you like what you're doing, you'll at least have enough motivation to start a new piece, and once you get over that first step, it becomes easier to get over that obstacle. Speaking of which, I have yet to start another scene, but I think I'll wait it out till my exams end. Also, if you like these discussion type videos, I suggest that you check out Curtis Holt. He gets his thoughts across in the most friendly way possible, which makes his videos really relatable to watch. So yeah, go check him out. Did you expect to get this far on YouTube? I never did. In fact, I had multiple channels before I started RenderRides. I've had a tech channel, a gaming channel, a vlog channel, and whatnot before this. The maximum I've ever got with those other channels in the past is like 250 subscribers or something. RenderRides was actually a blog first before it became a YouTube channel. I made one blog post about game development there, and I totally forgot about it. And when I remembered, I decided to start a YouTube channel simply because I had the motive of sharing my knowledge and experience as I acquired them from a learner standpoint rather than a full-blown master. I don't know whether I'm fully able to express myself with my current videos, but at least that's what I hope to do in the long term. Now, referring back to the original question, I did not expect this channel to grow at first, just like any of my past channels, but once I saw how great the atmospheric scene was doing, I decided to make it one of my New Year's goals to hit 20k by the end of the year. I did, and that's why it is so special to me. Now, those were all the questions I thought needed to be answered in this video. If you didn't get your question answered here, you can just comment it down below and I'll try my best to answer it. Now comes the most epic part of this video. I'm gonna be reacting to some of the hate comments and some other ones which I thought were pretty funny. But yeah, let's go over them really quickly. In this video, you're looking very ugly. I'm really sorry. Very sorry. But it is true. You look like just you can't sleep in long time. Good night. I remember the first time I read this, I was pretty upset about it, but looking back, this trash is just, bruh. Good night. That's a lot of work to produce something so mediocre and lifeless. It really is, not that I'd expect you to know. Looks like crap. Okay. Lamau, just download shit you didn't make and call it your own. This is such a dumb comment that I didn't even bother replying to it at first. But dude, do you know what the point of websites like BlendSwap is? Let me help you. Yeah, what's even funnier are his replies to this dude who tries to defend me. I mean, the final render isn't something you can call your own when you didn't even make the assets in it. Why not just learn to make them yourself? Isn't that kind of the point of picking a craft? So what you're saying is, if I want to call a render my own, then everything leading up to the final result has to be my own creation. I wonder why traditional artists don't make their own pencils, their own paper, their own paint.
Da Vinci has no right to call Mona Lisa his own creation because he didn't make his own paint. He did not make his own canvas.
Literally, dude, he's a type of guy who may model a pyramid-shaped wheel just so that he can be original. And all the credit goes to BlendSwap. Yep, just another stupid little How about slowing the fuck down, man? You have the options to slow down a video. You just lack the brain cells to do it. He's good with Blender, but he's so ass at tuts, it's annoying. Thank you. You should learn how to read. Fuck accent. This is the most confusing and annoying comment I get all the time. People who can't spell accent right but still call me out for faking one. It's like whenever people see this face over here of an Indian creator like myself, they just imagine an accent like this. But what they don't realize is India is so fucking diverse that I'm pretty sure you're going to come across a guy who has a Russian accent who wouldn't be faking it. My Indian accent is quite mild because I live in the northeast region in a state called Assam, where most people speak like I do, and that also includes the students and teachers in my own school. Anyway, I thought I'd just clarify it because I'm just tired of seeing all those comments. Your voice don't match with your face. See right there? That's exactly what I was talking about. This is called a how-to video, not to watch me make this cool scene while I briefly explain what I do like my science teacher does. You must be really angry at your science teacher. Also, it is called a breakdown for a reason. It is supposed to be brief. The list of hate comments just go on, and at this point it has just become a negligible side effect. I used to get quite depressed when these comments first started rolling in, but now I just get one every other day, so they're just hilarious to me. And since I'm on the Blenderness podcast as well, I share these comments with my homies on the exclusive server and we just laugh at them. I really feel sorry for those people who felt such a desperate need to consciously type something just to try and bring someone else down. Anyway, I ask you guys not to participate in this hate, but also don't target and attack them, because that would just mean more drama to satiate them. Now enough of the hate comments, let's look at some incredibly encouraging comments which inspired me and kept me motivated all throughout. Looks great. Thanks a lot, Gabe. Dude, this is one of the best Blender videos I've seen. Wow, thank you. That seriously means a lot to me. Really cool. The hard work shows in the final result. Thank you so much, Rob. Just found you today. Just this and the Totoro video are some of the best Blender content I've seen. You don't come across as hyper experienced, but show your learning process with us, so we feel like we're discovering things with you. This is such a sweet comment, and like finally someone who gets the purpose of my videos. This video encouraged me a lot to use notes and not be so frustrated by the total lack of knowledge about. Dude, that makes two of us, especially now during November. Your house looks amazing. Thank you. Spoil me more. I'm astonished by how much I need to learn to have the conviction you had when you created this wonderful piece. Half of the time I'm creating a new piece, I just have no idea what I'm doing. I just experiment and fiddle around a lot, which is good when you're learning, but you end up spending a lot more time than you originally planned. So yeah, I'm not really confident about how I'm gonna share all of my knowledge until I get to that point. Man, have a disco ball for a mic. Yes, I do. This one is amazing. Loved it. Glad you like it, Charon. Never seen 33 minutes pass so quickly. Amazing stuff, bruh. I hope this video is at least similar in that case, because this one is also going to be pretty long. Wow man, it looks great. Thanks Daniel. I really appreciate the fact that you put such kind comments on every video I post. Agniv makes creative pack and sells, also makes a breakdown. Also Agniv, business is booming in one way or the other. I absolutely love this comment. My god, I thought you had like 1 million subscribers and you only have 18k, 20k now, and we've entered the big leagues. Can we hit 20 billion next? Are you a wizard? I am what I am, and I'm not ashamed. Read all comments, are you sure? And there are more of these extremely supportive and some hilarious comments. If I were to react to each one, this would take me very long, and this video is already stretching out way more than it needs to. So yeah, this is where we're gonna stop reacting to those comments. I really appreciate all of your comments and I read every single one of them. Even if some of you are making hate comments, I know it comes from a place of frustration, which may be caused by one of my videos or any other external factors. But I get kind comments way more often than I do these hate comments, and I try to focus on them as much as possible because they really motivate me to keep making more stuff for you guys. I obviously wasn't able to show everything here in this video, so if I missed your comment or question, I apologize. But that was basically it. Thanks a lot if you have made it this far. Actually, if you're still watching it, comment a little balloon so that I can see that you're the real deal. Anyway, that was all for today's video. I genuinely hope that you guys enjoyed watching it. It's a really big milestone for me as well as the channel, and hopefully the quality of my content will see a significant boost with the new hardware. I can't promise to be consistent with my uploads anytime soon because, well, school. My finals are coming up pretty soon, which are like by far the most important exams in my life. So I need to take some time off later off the platform and make some time for myself to study. I'll probably continue uploading like one video a month or something like that. But yeah, let's see. By the way, if you guys enjoyed this video, gently press that like button and subscribe and turn on all notifications so that you don't miss out on the future uploads. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter to get updates, behind the scenes stuff, and exclusive videos and more. I also recommend that you join our Discord server where we're hosting weekly events like art contests and challenges. Enough of the rambling. This is where we're gonna end it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.